What happened to the fireman's pole?
He tiled the fireman's bathroom.
Very good. Very good.
I mean, how much time does it save to go down a pole? I mean, they've got to drive half the mile across the town anyway to get there. So
That's
half
true.
a second off the... Just walk down the stairs.
Why don't they have a slide, like in the park?
Oh, that would be fun.
They could have a swirly slide or even a water slide.
It'd be a good way of getting young firemen in, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Getting them trained. It was probably a health and safety thing, I would imagine.
Oh, God.
Was it really?
No, you see...
Safety gone mad. That's the new political correctness gone mad.
Yeah, there was a series of stories in the newspapers that, like, essentially just to make things up in order to get us all angry in the morning. They claimed that, you know, firemen's poles were being taken out because health and safety... And it's just...
It's the whole reason.
I mean, most new fire stations are built on one floor, so they don't arise. Yeah. But in all ones where they exist, they're there, and if they build one with 2 floors, they get their poles.
But surely that's the main reason you become a fireman, isn't it?
Yeah.
You go down the pole. It's not like I want to be a fireman so that I might die in a fire. It's I want to go down the pole, and maybe one night I'll bring a special friend back and share with the pole, and...
You're absolutely right.
We demand an extra floor on the fire station. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So
No, do you know where the longest pole is in Europe, fireman's pole? And how long would you think it might be? What's the maximum length?
48 feet, I would guess.
64
No,
feet.
it's 40 foot, actually. There's a 40-footer in Birmingham, and it's the biggest in Europe.
That's the limit, is it?
There may be a bigger one in America,
terrifying.
I believe.
That's really quite high.
It is quite high, 40 foot, yeah.
When you're really going to take the skin off your hands by the time you get off.
So you picture that squeaky noise, and it makes your teeth go on edge, doesn't
They
it?
talc up like the weightlifters.
They should do, shouldn't they?
Do they teach a technique of coming down the pole? Is it just hands? Because they
they're
all seem to be
gripping
doing...
I think the thighs have
do a
to
knee
exert
grip.
pressure.
I must say, there are a hell of a lot of firefighters.
The driver of the fire engine is there going, no, I can't go yet, I've got to wait for all here. Meanwhile, the whole family is burning to death.
Well, apparently it's because they sometimes literally are still pulling on their trousers, and then running downstairs doing that, of course, is much more dangerous than going down a pole where you can just sort of hold them up and go down the pole and put them on. You really are, and obviously every second can save a life.
I don't understand why the firemen are always completely caught out by the fact that...
Yeah, so what? A fire?
Oh, my God! Quick! All undressed.
Were the poles always made of shiny metal, or were there early versions that splintered and...
Nasty.
Well, they must have experimented with
flammable
materials.
pole, that'd be absurd. They'll all be stuck up there with the pole on fire. No one to put it out.
it was insurance companies invented firemen.
You're absolutely right. I think you should get some points for that, Clive, because you're completely correct. Things like the Sun was one of the biggest, now Royal Sun Alliance. That started as a fire insurance company. And what would happen was you'd pay the insurance to the company, and they would send you a brass plaque, which you would set into the wall of your house. So if there was a fire, what tended to happen was lots of different brigades came from different insurance companies, and they read the plaque. And if you hadn't paid, they wouldn't put your fire out, unless you happened to be next to someone else who had. Because, you know, if you got a fire, the chances are the fire would spread to them.
I think that's one of the worst things I can imagine is your house is on fire and they turn up and won't put it out.
I know. Can you imagine that?
That would make me annoyed.
Would they stay and kind of roast marshmallows, or would they just drive straight out?
I'd stand there with the hose going,
Or sort of saying...
They stand there with water pouring out the other
Sort of
way.
saying, since we're here, if you paid for the next time, we might as well collect now.
Think again with your premiums.
It's not the fire that kills people. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Fire doesn't kill people.
No. Well, what it does, Clive, of course.
Yes.
You're not going to tie me up in legalese here. I'm not going to get all heated up, which is what you want to happen. I'm not going to stay very calm.
Yes. He didn't say fire doesn't kill people. He said it's not the fire that kills people.
Your lordship, your lordship is absolutely right. But I was just exploring a bit of this. The notion that fire was in some way not deadly.
It's not the fire that kills the people.
Generally
it's a byproduct of the fire. And I wonder if any of you know what that byproduct
Is it flame?
Is it the slinky?
is. It's not the slinky steam, but it's a good try. Clive, you were right. Smoke. It's the smoke. And what happens is... Smoke doesn't burn you, so I know what you're thinking. Well, how on earth could... No. What smoke does, and this is where it gets interesting, it chokes you. And if we choke, what can't we do?
We can't
Can't breathe.
No.
We can't breathe. And if we can't breathe, what do, Dom?
We die.
We die. Yes. Yes.